And good afternoon, and what a glorious day it is today. We're actually at the church at Santan, which was historically a medieval chapel of rest, although of course the church that you see now was built in 1628 by a local tax collector, a man by the name of Bancroft, who is actually interred in the church, and you can see his nameplate in black letter print on the floor of the aisle. Our interest in this church revolves around one of the former priests here, a man by the name of Richard Kendall, Esquire, who probably took over the living shortly after the church was rebuilt. And it was rebuilt on its original medieval footprint. And the Reverend Richard Kendall has been a source of inspiration of paranormal activity for a number of years to investigators, and particularly myself. I actually came here originally in 2014 as a guest of Eddie, and while Eddie was telling me the history of the hauntings here, he came through the church door, closed the door firmly, locked it, and as he was talking, the church door mysteriously opened itself. That was the late Reverend Richard Kendall showing himself for all to see before that investigation which we had that particular night.
And then I went up into the pulpit and I said, we really love this little church, we think it's really beautiful. Not actually meaning to actually do any singing, but we said, would you like to hear us sing a song?
Creepy. Carry on.
Yes.
And the Reverend Kendall was also known for other types of activity, which probably revolves around what he was in life. During the period of the English Civil War, he was known for his rude and licentious behaviour. He was certainly a local drunkard, and allegedly had orgies inside the church with women of ill repute. And whenever you go into this church, you pick up a number of things for the first time, particularly the odour of alcohol on the breath, which would be the Reverend Richard Kendall. This, of course, came to the attention of the Puritans during the English Civil War, and he was disbarred from the church. At the end of the Civil War, when King Charles took the throne, the royalists heard about this brave priest who obviously stood up to the Puritan authorities and was struck off for his loyalty to king and crown. And he was reinstalled as the vicar at this church again, where he continued until he died. And he's actually buried in the chancel. On one particular investigation here with Eddie, Eddie set his camera up and down the aisle facing towards the chancel when a mysterious pair of footprints suddenly appeared on camera and shot down the aisle and disappeared into the chancel where he had buried. That, quite clearly in my mind, was the late Reverend. But where he particularly comes to attention is the fact that when we've had a series of ghost box sessions here, he's been particularly communicative and has come across with some amazing information and thoughts, shall we say. And he is quite au fait with the world in which we live today, and he certainly knows the names of those that come here in investigations, because on one or two occasions he identified individuals. And he certainly has a soft spot for the ladies. Sometimes he's quite genteel. Other times he can be quite coarse and vulgar, and as you can listen from this particular clip of EVP that was captured in here, this gives you an idea of his character. And as you heard, the language there was particularly foul and quite unacceptable. But I have to say, since I've been coming here, I haven't picked up much activity in that regard. He has generally behaved himself. But I also understand that he has, on past occasions, should we say, sexually molested lady investigators here by touching their breasts and even to the point of undoing their bras. So obviously this is the character of Richard Kendall being rekindled from the past and brought back into the present. And what is going to happen tonight? We're going to have another investigation here with Eddie and Pat and two special guests who are joining us for the evening's investigation. I always like to bring new people into this church because, if you like, it's a font of fresh activity from the late Reverend, and I'm fairly sure that he is going to come across with some interesting activity. And just to finalise, after the church was rebuilt in 1628, I believe in 1857, the chancel was rebuilt and the tower was added by the Reverend Weller Poley, who was the Vicar of Brandon. He had a vicarage nearby. He obviously took pity on this church and decided to revamp it and bring it into the present century. After his death, he was actually buried in the grounds of the church. It was handed over to the local Santan church nearby, medieval church nearby, but by 1970 they had no real use for the building, and so it was handed over as a trust for visitors to come here when they come to this amazing forest which we know today is Thetford. And it is here that I'm hopeful we are going to pick up some very interesting activity tonight, and I hope that you will join us. Thank you.
Having left Santan for a few hours, and until the beckoning twilight hour, they return for a night vigil.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we return back to Santan Church. Santan, the lair of the late Reverend Richard Kendall, Esquire, who is certainly very much up and active here tonight. And as part of our investigation here tonight, we brought two special guests along to join us on the investigation. One, of course, is a young lady, and as everybody is so fully aware from past encounters with the late vicar, he certainly has taken the shine to the female form. So we're hoping that he is going to interact there and perhaps produce some interesting phenomena which is recorded to camera. We are going to start with initially a ghost box session, and then we're going into Nightcam. So hopefully between the two we should be able to draw something through. And we have also something new which we're yet to try and will be trialled tonight. I have an old-fashioned analogue Casio portable TV set. And of course, as you know, analogue TV was switched off many years ago, so all you're going to pick up on the screen is static. We're hoping by putting the ghost box with the television set, it might actually meld the two together to give us some kind of visual interaction as well as audio interaction with spirit. So my fingers are crossed on that, but before we go much further ado, let me introduce you again to Eddie. I'd like to step in front of the camera, Eddie.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, and you've been here so many times over the last few years, but more recently today, what have you felt?
Today it's been, what should we say, as soon as you came in you get that heady sort of spiritual feeling, slight headache. I've also heard some lumps and bumps through while I've been here, having a look around. But the interesting part of it is, I haven't been here since the 30th of October.
So it's quite some time ago, isn't it? Yeah.
Indeed.
So he might be a little bit more interactive with you as well.
We won't go into that until it happens.
Anyway, we've got so many people here tonight, so let's draw through the next guest. We'll just stand over there. And of course, it's our regular teammate here, Patricia.
Hello.
Thanks for coming along tonight.
It's lovely to meet you.
And what have you felt since you've been here this evening?
When I walked in, I've got the heady feeling.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I walked through the door, and in the vestry as well, I felt like a headache coming on. And I also felt really cold when I stepped into the chancel.
Into the chancel
Into the
area
chancel.
where the late Rev is interred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels very cold.
So you were looking up for this tonight?
Yeah, I just feel that we're being watched from the chancel.
Oh, no doubt, undoubtedly, yeah.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to tonight.
And you brought along two special guests, haven't
I've
you?
brought along my son and his partner.
Right, well, we'll bring them over. If you stand over here, Pat. And it's Michael.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Michael.
Nice to be here, mate.
And what do you think of the church?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, mate. It's, I get a heady feeling as soon as you sort of come in here. It's been absolutely freezing in certain parts of the church.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tonight.
Well, you never know. And as you stand over here, Michael, and lastly we have Mia.
Hi.
Well, thanks for coming along, Mia. Are you looking forward to this tonight?
Really excited.
If you look at the camera there.
Yeah, really
So,
excited.
what's your interest in paranormal, very quickly?
Ever since I was a little girl, I just found it absolutely interesting, fascinated me.
And you've seen some films of Santan Church? Well, you both have, haven't you?
yeah, and as soon as you walk in, the temperature drops.
Yeah.
You can just tell it's something different. There's
So
something
you're looking
new.
forward to see what the late Reverend will bring to the table, shall
Very
we say?
excited, yeah.
And he does like young ladies, so you'll be very, very popular with him, I guarantee it. Well, thanks very much,
Yes,
Mia,
thank
for
you
coming
so
along.
much.
Maybe step over there. And just very, very quickly, we're now going to start the Ghost Box session in conjunction with the Casio television set to see whether or not we can actually get images with the audio. I am 50-50 on this. I'm quite on the fence. I'm not sure whether it will work or not, but it's something that's worth trying, and especially in this building, which is universally haunted and has been for many, many years. Thank you.
Experiments using TV static or visual snow is a medium used more frequently to draw through spiritual imagery in the same way that audio static is used to communicate with spirit. So far as aware, neither has been combined with both a TV screen and ghost box to produce visual and auditory responses simultaneously. Although the theory, at least, seems practically sound, it was discovered in this session that the TV static dampened audio responses from the PSP-7, and to the degree that neither audio nor visual imagery was recorded. After continuing with this for over half an hour, it was decided to abandon the session in favor of a single ghost box session later on. Following the ghost box session, Chris and the group settled down for a Nightcam video investigation with the late Reverend. Slow at first, it was about to change.
Can you make a noise? Can you come closer and touch one of us maybe? And show yourself as an orb. Is Margaret there?
The late Reverend was making his presence slowly known to the group, and with a series of light anomalies observed by the human eye around the church.
Can you give us a sign that you're here?
I can tell you where he is, or where there is a presence. It's definitely in the pulpit.
That's behind you.
You may not see it even on camera, but there's definitely a presence there. Pete's seeing little flashes of light across there now.
Is that you, Reverend Kendall, in the pulpit? Can you show yourself as flashes of light?
You should see a large flash over the that window, to the left of the window. It wasn't red dots, it was just a white flash.
How many spirits are here?
And he's back into the pulpit again because the lights have moved over there.
Eddie, how many spirits are in this altogether?
It's a lot.
Is there more than 10?
Yeah. Through the times that I've been here, not all the time.
Yeah. Can you make a tapping noise? Just give us some indication that you're here. I can feel there's something here.
Well, actually, I was about to say this. I saw a red dot flash by Pat's head. I can see my energy in darkness.
Oh yeah, I remember from years ago when you did that poem. Yeah, Chris was all these flashes and light.
I would suggest he's probably sat next to you now.
What, in the corner here?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think it is?
I can't say. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Who is it that's sitting next to me in the corner?
There's a presence flitting around us.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that.
What
What's
was you
that?
hear?
No,
Yeah, it was annoying.
It was a high pitch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a presence flitting around us in the group at the
Oh,
moment.
right.
Could it be children?
Sound like. Is he in the curl?
Is there a little girl here?
Sounded like a little girl.
Who's the man who's sitting here? Is it Henry?
Oh, please come down. You're back again by the doorway again, above the arch of the door. I can see you. I can see you moving around the church. I can see you, your energy. Please tell us who you are. Oh, yes. There's a lot of energy over the door frame. I just see a red dot go trailing all the way down.
It's probably him that opened the door when you turned around there.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And the flash has gone above the archway, that small, that narrow window.
I heard stuff coming from outside as well.
Oh, yeah, you do hear sometimes, yeah.
There was a little girl outside, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
What's the little girl called?
Nicole.
Michaela.
Nicole.
Or Nicole.
And then somebody seemed to agree with Nicole and not Michaela.
Yeah, the energy is all above the door frame, looking down at
It's
us.
looking down, yeah. Well, come closer. Come forward. We'd like you to touch one of us if you can.
It's now moved to the far corner of the church, on the other side.
It actually feels like it's getting warmer in here. Does anyone feel warm?
It's fallen well worse than saying this afternoon.
I'm feeling really cold, to be honest with
I
you.
feel cold. It's fun, isn't it? The temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it cold as well.
Right, the energy's above the door frame again. It's flitting around the church. It's going from one spot to another spot and back again, and so on and so forth. I know that you're playing games with us, and we just want to make contact with you. We also understand that other people that perhaps have come here have not shown any respect to you or the church. And in that level, in that regard, we're not here to do that. In our time, this is no longer a church used for Christian worship. But in your time, it is still very much as it was, and as it will always be. All those that are good in spirit come forth and show themselves.
Someone just say something then.
Yeah, I
I
could
thought
hear
that was a whistle.
I thought it was a voice
I heard
outside.
something.
I could hear a voice in
Well, it'd be interesting when I review the videotape to see what we've
It
got.
sounded like you were saying hello, but I thought it was outside. But there isn't anyone outside,
No,
is there?
that's what I was thinking. It's not
I can hear voices. Was it you that said hello? Can you say hello again?
The energy is now above us and midstream, as it were, going down the arch about halfway down, and it's actually up in the air. It's not against the walls or anything. Now it's above the door frame now. I can see you, so why are you hiding from us? Because you're not hiding, because we can see you. I'm not being clever or cocky. I'm just pointing out that it is apparent that you are amongst us. Can you tell us your name, please?
You're whistling.
We heard a whisper.
A whistle.
So, could you make a whistle louder, please?
Can you copy that?
And it moves away into the corner of the church again, at the back.
At the back, I was going to say, should we just sit down at the back?
Well, no, because wherever you go, it will just move to another spot.
Oh, right, just like watching this from
Mm.
distance.
We mean no harm. We just want to communicate with you.
And it's flashing around the door frame again.
Why don't you come over and sit next to us?
And the energies flash a whole trail of lights above the big arch window at the back.
Quite unexpectedly, as Chris got up to stand in the aisle, the Reverend left his trademark odour.
Oh, yeah, he's here tonight, Eddie.
Can you smell what alcohol?
The smell of like dirty clothing,
Yeah, I can smell that.
really pooey smell.
Who smell?
It just went past me, and I also felt that as he was going past, I could feel the draft of air, and that was preceded with that foul smell. It's a really rotten, awful smell. I've smelled that a few times here. So I definitely know that you're here, Reverend. We've got two lovely ladies here who want to speak to you. You know who we are, you can scan every...
And quite audibly, a noise from the vestry.
What was that?
What's that? There's a noise in the vestry.
Very loud.
Yeah, it was loud.
Yeah, he's here.
It's here.
That was a woman.
He's...
Oh, it's a woman.
Yeah.
How do you know it's a woman?
Voice.
Oh,
I just heard a noise move about in the
I
vestry.
didn't hear that. I heard a noise.
That was in there. It came from the vestry.
Oh, it sounded like fruit.
That smell is indicative of Kendall, Reverend Kendall.
I thought he stunk of alcohol.
No, it's also sometimes he has a foul, like somebody hasn't had a wash for about 2
Yeah.
months.
Did you, can you not smell it?
And the activity started to intensify.
Smelled back again, it's just gone past me and a cold draft.
Yeah, felt a cold draft. Still feeling that.
You sorry, Eddie?
Still felt a cold draft.
Yeah, you felt that too.
Yeah, I can smell it now as well.
You smell that foul smell?
Yeah.
He's walking around us at the moment. He's here. He hasn't, interestingly enough, he hasn't made any, what I would call contact with Pat or Mia as yet.
And that tempted Providence.
Oh, these wondrous things.
I just saw something, I don't know what I saw, but there was something right there.
By the door.
No, yeah. I just seen something really weird, I don't know what it was. It looked like something white. It flipped, isn't it? Moved.
Glad you got to see that.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Did you say it's sort of like white? Was it
It looked,
hoosh?
yeah, it reminded me of like a dress or something, like it was material, it looked like material or something.
Oh, he's probably now starting to show himself to you.
Yeah, it was clear as anything, white as anything.
Was it like
Pure
a
white.
priest's gown?
Yeah.
Like a priest's
I
dress?
only saw
What,
a
Eddie?
flicker of it.
Where'd you got to see him?
Oh.
Yeah, it was really white because it showed up in the dark. It showed
Probably
up how
like
white
it's-
it
it's
was.
priest-
Is anybody picking up any orb-related activity?
No.
Not at the
I just got
moment,
a
no.
picture of all. torch.
Looking at Wayland again.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
How has life changed for you, Reverend, since the 17th century, and we are now in the 21st century? In the last 400 years, of all the people that you have seen coming and going from here, and also the various stages of this church's construction, consecration, and then disruption, and then rebuild. Of all these things that you've seen, all these people that have passed, and here we are in the 21st century, 400 years. The draft has just gone between my legs, but no smell. The lights have now appeared inside the chancel, against the back wall of the chancel. I would have thought that you would have been pleased to see Patricia and Mia here tonight, Reverend.
We were looking forward to seeing you, Reverend.
And talking, weren't you?
We're disappointed if you don't come out tonight.
Yeah, just has to.
He chooses his moments.
I've definitely seen something. It was clear.
Okay, I think what we'll do now, I think that the atmosphere is building up in here. I think we'll have a short break and should we go back to the Ghost Box session? Do you guys agree? Or do you want to continue with this further? You're not picking up a lot on the cameras.
I
No,
think it will come on about Ghost Box.
Yeah,
Because its tension's kind of building, you can feel it.
Oh, yeah, I can get that smell again.
Yeah,
Well, the tension is-
yeah, there's tension.
The reason why the tension is building is because it's dark.
Yeah.
That's why that's building.
At this point, it was decided to suspend the night session briefly to focus back on the ghost box. Very little interactivity was captured, apart from the final lingering of the late Reverend's body odour. Once settled, Pat and Mia were first to start the session on the ghost box.
Hello, are there any spirits here who would like to communicate with us? Is that Henry? Hello? Hello? Can you tell us your name, please? Any children? Can you tell us your name, please? Would you like to give us a message, please? Oh, he's fine. Are you fine? You said he's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Can you tell us your name? I think I heard a lady's voice. A girl's voice. Is that Thelma? Or Mary? Is that you, Mary?
Could you give us a name, please?
No.
Why won't you give the name?
What did you just say? Can you repeat it, please? He's saying something, I can't hear. It sounds angry, it sounds frustrating. Are you angry, Reverend?
Do you want us to go? Can you tell us your name?
He said something. Did it say blah blah blah?
I don't know, he said so. I thought he said his name. So you don't really know until
No,
it's
he's
played back.
talking.
Yeah.
He's having a good chat there.
Would Would you like someone else to speak?
Was it you that was going around the church when we had the lights on? Was you hiding?
Do you like the ladies? Or do you prefer the boys?
Like a female.
Yeah, there's a girl, that's a lady there. Is that Margaret? Eddie,
So cold energy.
Do you want to speak, Eddie? Yeah. Oh, what did you say?
What?
Said something.
I don't know if you said Eddie or not. Do you want Eddie to
Just
say
said it again.
Would you like to speak to Eddie? Let Eddie go. I want to see if they say Eddie.
Hello. You know who I am, didn't you? Would you like to tell me something? Which way? Is it you forcing all the wind about? All the breezes? I know someone is. Is your name Rich? Is your name Rich? Is your name Edward? What were your thoughts on Oliver Cromwell?
Yes.
Hello again, I'm back again. My name is Chris. I know that you're probably aware of who I am anyway, but I just wondered whether you want to say anything to me? Is the Reverend there? Oh, I know you're being coy. Could you tell me your name, please? I know you're there. Are you here, sir? The Reverend Kendall? Yeah, I think you said yes. You are? Are you happy for us being here? Do you like the two ladies that have come along tonight? Nice ladies, aren't they? No comment, the man of the cloth. Do you believe in the works of the Lord? Were you a good, pious Christian, sir? I think I heard the F word. Oh, you was... I was saying, yeah. Did you swear? I apologise if you didn't. Yeah, sorry, you're going to have to fill me in here. I didn't quite hear that. Could you tell me how old you are? I don't know your age, sir. In what year were you born? I can get this much clearer when I get home.
Yeah.
How old are you if you were alive today, how old would you be in the flesh? Are there any young ladies here, if you don't wish to talk, Reverend? Are any young ladies? I like talking to young ladies. Are there any good, godly Christian ladies here tonight? Or are you sinners of the flesh? Is there Mary here? I mean, Mary's a good Catholic name, isn't it? Is there anybody who wishes to converse with me? I would be very, very appreciative. Oh, lady, thank you. What is your name, madam? Could you tell me your name, please? I feel rather sad to think that I'm sat here wanting to talk to a lady and she will only speak to me, albeit briefly. And I cannot in good countenance think as to why you would not wish to speak to me. What was that?
I think it says Mia.
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 Yeah.
Do you want to speak to Mia? Yes!
Yes. Mia, you've got to go over there.
Mia is coming to you now.
Can I talk to Reverend, please? I'm here. Do you want to talk to me? Can you call my name, Reverend? Keep hearing. I can hear a voice in this. Could you be a bit clearer, please? Did you want to have a chat? Why did you keep saying my name? Who are you going to talk to, Reverend? Or Mary?
What
You
was
just
that?
said the Reverend.
The Reverend.
Yeah.
Who
Who
said
do you
the
want to talk
Reverend?
to, Reverend? Did you drain all the batteries? This is Michael, Reverend, my partner.
Hello, Reverend. How are you?
Would you like to talk to him?
Is there anything you'd like to say to me, Reverend? Is there anyone else here who would like to leave a message?
Was that a woman?
Yes.
By now the session was slowly petering out, with responses being few, or far between. Therefore it was decided to continue with one last Nightcam investigation before calling it a night.
Okay, we return for another night session on the Nightcam, and we're hoping to pick up from where we originally left off earlier with the activity that was taking place. At the moment, Mike is actually sat in the haunted pew, and Pat, you're behind, aren't you?
Yes.
Pat clearly seemed to draw attention from someone.
How do you feel there, Michael?
Yeah, I feel warm at the moment.
Warm.
It's like an oldie stench.
You can, what?
Like an old stench.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, you can smell that BO again.
Yeah.
Is that you, Reverend? You near Michael? Cold just to my left foot and the right one is warm. I've got one ice cold foot and one warm foot. Who's Mary? Because I felt my name earlier and I didn't know that was it.
Yeah, you got a name, didn't you?
Yeah, we all watched that lady.
I have no idea. I think she was probably someone who looked after the church. Or like a caretaker.
Yeah.
You see an orb at the back of the church.
You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably here again then.
Mia by now was feeling inattention, which left her uncomfortable. Was this the very late Reverend?
What about Mia? Are you feeling anything?
I feel a bit stiff, a bit
Feel a bit.
scared.
Scared?
Yeah, my whole body's really tense. I feel like kind of clench my teeth a bit. Now I really feel it. Now I'm saying it. It's getting really bad.
Oh, don't worry, we're here.
No, but as I said it, it felt like it was getting more. I keep feeling stuff around the back of my neck and the side of my hair. Almost as if someone was touching my shoulders. I can't tell.
Interesting.
Anybody else feeling any kind of tenseness?
No, I'm just feeling it. I do the back of the neck, and I don't know if it's because I'm cold.
Yeah, that's
it's cold. I don't know if it's that. But the neck, the back of the neck.
Yeah, when
I get
someone
that tense.
touches your neck and you kind of go like that.
Yeah,
it
and
feels
you,
like that.
you feel tense,
Yeah.
your shoulders.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's that because I've got my foot is cold and I'm sort of shaking.
Yeah, it's behind you, Mia.
Right.
What can you see, Michael? Shadow?
It's still, yeah, it's almost like orbs.
Orbs.
Loads.
Like reddish.
Oh, the flashes, the red
Yeah.
flashes. What colour were the flashes you see, Chris? Are they
Well, they're
white?
mostly red, only occasionally grey.
Oh, well, that's probably what you're seeing. The same as what Chris sees.
I can feel it feels like there's someone sitting behind me. I can feel something.
Do it feel as though it's touching you?
Yeah, a bit. I don't think it feels like he is a bit now. On my back. I can feel pressure. It keeps coming and going, and then when I talk about it, it's like as if he's playing around a bit. It's like he's joking a bit.
Nothing I would expect.
I'm feeling a draft across my face at the moment.
I haven't got that light yet. But usually I go around everyone.
But no foul smell though.
No, but it was the strangest feeling. Can't explain it.
Can you give us a sign that you're here with us?
There's a voice.
You just heard a voice.
I've not heard it. I thought I heard a tingling sound. Like a tick.
It's not so weird.
The problem here is if you ask for it, nothing happens. If you don't ask for it, you get it.
Yeah. Someone was kind of shaking it there.
What was your thoughts on Matthew Hopkins? Would you let us hear your footsteps, please? Could you make his footsteps louder, please?
Tobacco smells back again. Tobacco smells just past me again. We'll be going very soon, so if there's anything you wish to say or do, could you make your presence known now, please? Have you been happy that Patricia and Mia have come here tonight to see you?
Michael, being sat in the front haunted pew, was about to experience a common phenomenon, which is experienced by mostly males, of feeling great sadness. Nobody can explain why this is so.
I feel really sad. Yeah, it's quite tearful.
Oh, does it only affect men?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Have you done it, Eddie?
Hey?
Have you sat in there?
I've sat in there quite a few times.
As activity was starting to fade, it was decided to close the night investigation and return home. It was certainly an interesting night, and Chris explains further.
The Nightcam sessions that we've had here tonight has been quite interesting. There's been one or two sounds that we've heard, which at the moment, of course, until I review the videotape, I won't know whether they could be explainable anomalies or in fact something paranormal. And of course, a lot of the EVP that's captured to cam on investigations doesn't necessarily show at the time of actually capturing it. So if you're sat in this church and you're filming, you may not actually hear what is actually being said. And sometimes that EVP could be quite intriguing. I found it quite fascinating as far as the Nightcam session is concerned, and I'm very pleased that I've had the opportunity of coming back here again and being able to do that. So it's certainly been an interesting experience, and I know that the others here tonight have also enjoyed it too.
We experienced quite a few things here tonight, ranging from headaches, shoulders, pain, cold, feeling cold and hot 1 minute, and we heard noises. I heard some wailing sounds.
Mia?
The amount of presence I felt behind me was overwhelming. It's quite almost scary, as well as the ghost box experience. It's just amazing. I didn't think it would be so surreal. It's such a strange feeling.
And this is your first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming to have that much happen.
Yeah, no, it's been an incredible experience. I'd love to do it again. We felt like almost a cold presence most of the time here.
Yeah.
Keeps brushing past, and we're going back to the warmth again. And we've had this stench of like an oldie sort of like an unwashed scent brush past as well. And when I was sitting in this seat here,
In a haunted pew.
I almost felt like I was going to cry almost.
Yeah, it's
Like
quite, can be quite
overwhelming.
overpowering.
Yeah, overwhelming like sadness. But yeah.
But other than that, you've
Other
enjoyed
than that,
it.
yeah, no, I've had a brilliant time.
Well, thank you very much
Thank you.
for
Thank
coming
you
along.
very
And
much.
Eddie, any last words?
Yeah, Nightcam Investigation has been very, very interesting. I certainly heard some sounds, and without any doubt whatsoever, we've heard sort of like that at one point. That was rather strange. The odd sort of like that. That's another one that's come in. Very, very interesting. So it's just interesting to see now if we get them on the cameras.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if we get anything else.
Well, that's the problem. I've got to review all this videotape. It's going to take me a week to go through all this lot, but it'd be interesting to see whatever we can find there. But can I just say to everybody here, thank you very much. I've really enjoyed your presence here tonight. It's been nice having you here. It's been really enjoyable. I've loved the company here tonight, and it'd be interesting to see whatever or anything that I've actually captured on tape tonight. So you will be the first, obviously, to see it. So thank you very much for joining us.